Morning, everybody. My name's Jade Brimfield, and I am so proud to deliver this training for you today. Now, I named this training that's meant to be focused around mindset, becoming you. And at first, I didn't really know why I'd chosen this title. It just came into my head. But then I realized that most of the time, when we think about self-improvement or personal growth, often what we do is we model that perception of who we would like to be based on the example of someone else. What if becoming you just meant that the true, fullest you, that improved you, was simply put a process? Just like when we're watching our children grow from babies to toddlers to teens, it's just a journey that's like kind of inevitable. They change, don't they? They change in appearance, their personalities, their core values, their beliefs, their strengths, their knowledge, everything grows. I just wonder if we like personify in our minds the word personal growth and identify it with someone who is just like kind of perfect. I don't know, like a guru like spiritual being who does not watch TV. They never swear. They wake each morning drinking purified filtered lemon water whilst basking in the rising sun and walking barefoot across the grass to stay grounded. Personal growth. Do you just kind of make the word personal growth feel like it's someone we ought to be? Some like magical, mystical person? Okay, let's just take a different angle. What if we didn't personify the meaning of the word personal growth by making it about who we think we should be? Rather, what if personal growth, we made it feel like it was more of like a support or a guide or maybe like map or a navigation through life? Now, I asked my good friend ChatGPT if personal growth were a person, how would they describe it? And I want to let you know what my friend ChatGPT said. If personal growth were a person, they'd be the kind of friend who constantly challenges you, but in the best way. They wouldn't let you stay stuck in self-doubt or old habits that don't serve you. Instead, they'd nudge you to step outside your comfort zone, whispering, "You're capable of more." They'd walk beside you through failures, reminding you that every setback is a lesson, not a life sentence. They'd celebrate your wins, big and small, whilst pushing you to dream even bigger. They'd be the voice that says, "Try again. You haven't come this far to only come this far." The version of you 5 years from now is counting on you. They wouldn't be easy on you, but they'd be kind. They'd remind you that growth isn't about perfection, it's about progress, and they'd be the mirror reflecting your potential back at you, even when you struggle to see it yourself. And most importantly, personal growth wouldn't just show up once, they'd be there day after day whispering, "Keep going." We hear the sayings, "Be you, never change. Don't you try and be like anybody else." And I think this meaning is just like misguided us into this whole sense of just being so complacent. In fact, I believe we are in a complacency crisis right now. There are too many memes, reels, and quotes that just show us that like we should just be present, like social media, we should just be present. We don't need much. Money and success isn't everything. Just be grateful for what you have. Okay, so gratitude is so important. And I really know that it's one of the highest energies that we can have. Gratitude is appreciating where you are, but settling is convincing yourself that this is as good as it gets. There's a clear difference. What if we just decided to reframe personal growth and thought of it just as simply a series of activities or actions in life that lead us to success? Okay, so just stay with me here. I'm going to explain myself. Every new piece of information, every fact learned, every new skill attempted and then improved upon, every rep at the gym, every GGG drink that you have, these are all practical actions that just create improvement, right? They create personal growth. We would never say to our child who initially starts to eat solids with their hands, don't you ever change. Never change for anybody. You just stay as you are. Otherwise, your son will get to 25 and he's got his first important board meeting and his first job. And they bring in the lunch and it's a lovely chicken dinner, and everybody is looking around at him thinking, who the heck is this guy? Has he walked out of a cave? As parents, it's our job to help them as they grow. We help them learn new skills, just like eating with cutlery eventually, holding the cutlery correctly, showing them how they can use the knife and how they can cook correctly. It's all just personal growth, right? But we're their voice that says, keep going, try again. It's not mindset, it's just a series of simple action steps that help us grow. The way I see it is that change in ourselves is absolutely necessary. Change in how we think, our perception, our practical skills, learning new things. It doesn't just stop at the age of 25, ripe old age. We think we're all done, we're all grown up, we don't need to do anything more. Change is about us becoming more of us, about you becoming more of you, like Jade Model 1, Jade Mark 2, Jade Mark 3. It's still me. I'm just being improved. So let me ask you, who do you want to be? Who do you really want to be? How do you want to show up? How would the best version of you show up for their day? Now, the best version of me is like me seeing myself eating well, staying hydrated, taking care of my physical body, dressing well, feeling confident, speaking to people with energy and a smile, looking for blessings throughout my day. All of these things are not beliefs or like working with the law of attraction to make me become who I need to be. They're just all simple action steps that I can just practically do. But these action steps are what creates the change, aren't they? They create improvement and they create more of you becoming you. It doesn't matter whether you're looking at success as finally being able to eat with a knife and fork or becoming a national vice president in Arbonne. The people who have achieved any of these things are not standing on the top of Success Mountain. They're not. What they are standing on is on top of a mountain that's made up of failures and tried attempts. The beauty is that they are standing on top of the mountain and they're not laying beneath them, not laying beneath it. Maybe there are people that are a bit scared, like you, maybe a bit scared of failure or lacking in self-confidence, maybe have a little bit of self-doubt as to whether they can actually be successful. And they're there just waiting and watching. Maybe you were given this mountain to show others that it can be moved. You have no idea the influence that you'll have on people that you don't even know are watching you. Maybe there's a whole bigger reason why you were introduced to Arbonne and you're here to challenge yourself, to grow, and to show other people that they can also achieve other things in their life too. Let's just have a little look at the leaders in Arbonne. So those people that have achieved, say, regional vice president, national vice president. I think you'd agree that those people have created some level of success, right? I think you'd also agree that they are relatively personally developed or they've gone through personal growth. So if we know that, okay, if we know that personal growth is just a simple series of action steps that take us closer to success, what is the key ingredient, do you think, that encourages this? Discipline. They all have discipline, don't they? All the leaders in Arbonne have this solid muscle of discipline. I mean, you only have to look at the leaders in our team. Let's just use Danny as an example. Recently had two children, a year apart. She just like disappear into the abyss. Like, oh, who's covering Danny Wells's work? Who's got her emails? Is anyone covering them? Like she's off. What's she doing? Like doesn't know where she is. Where she? No, she was just still around. She still just managed to juggle everything, didn't she? Almost seamlessly. And I'm sure there were challenges, but she just cracked on without really displaying all of those challenges. And she still showed up. And all of that muscle was already there. You see, there's this strength to continually move forward despite those struggles and despite the obstacles. And when we have that strength, that muscle of discipline, very few limiting beliefs start to seep through. So that is because of a series of action steps that have just built up that strength, that discipline throughout. And I'm not normally one to blow my own trumpet. And this is something that I'm working really, really hard on, because so many people compliment me and I like bat it away. So here we go. I believe that I am one of the most disciplined people that I know, but it hasn't always been the case, especially in the Arbonne arena. Because it's been years and years, I'll tell you, of trying and failing, trying again, adding a new skill, trying again, adding a new activity, failing, missing a day, stopping a whole week, starting again, improving that skill, being consistent, being inconsistent, being consistent again. It's a journey. It was action steps that I did or didn't take. Now, the disciplined daily actions that I display or do behind the scenes are not some harsh checklist that I have to just crack on with. It's just a sign of my personal growth. All of those things that I do almost seamlessly, waking up, making sure my makeup's on, feeling my fresh best self, doing my DMO daily, making sure I'm taking my GGG, working out, staying hydrated. It's a part of who I am. It's a part of who I've become, an improved personally grown version of myself. What if personal growth wasn't just your best friend, but it was already a part of you? You see, the person you have to spend the most time listening to in your life is yourself. Try not to lose their respect. Self-respect and self-esteem is something I talk about all the time by how much it can damage you. And self-respect, self-esteem, I think, largely comes from having faith in your own word. How many times have we said, I'm going to get up 30 minutes earlier tomorrow? My alarm is set. I am going to get up earlier. And then your alarm goes off and you hit the snooze button. Or you say, right, 5 days a week, DMO in the bag, and it's Monday, and now it's getting to the end of the day. And you know what? You're tired. And you'll do it tomorrow. You say that you'll go to the gym 3 days a week, but it's cold and it's dark and you just can't make it. So instead, you just give yourself grace. The only person you're damaging here is yourself, and you end up just feeling crap about yourself. It's like you've just let down your best friend. When that happens, and especially when it happens over and over again and it goes unnoticed, it starts to fuel everything that you don't want. So I felt not even do this anymore. Fear of failure. You're now not even looking at failure as part of a process, just a reason not to even try. What about fear of judgment? Like, what will everyone think? I've not been in it for a while. Like, now I'm going to come back and I'm going to start talking about it again. What about like lack of belief around success? Maybe success is just for a select special few people and you're just not one of them. By fueling these flames and surrounding yourself with affirmations of just absolute rubbish, they keep us from being more, from becoming more. I've had my fair share of experiences that have kept bringing me back to these fears and beliefs, and I will name a few just for, some fun in a minute. But I also just want to tell you that you need to have a few of these stories for yourself. Else you're just not climbing those ladders of failures to the top of Success Mountain. So here's a couple of stories then. A few years, right at the beginning of my business, I am somebody that's like, if there was an event, I had to be there. I was so anxious about not doing the activity. And I spend time away from my family at the weekends, like on Friday nights, Saturday nights, because I was working in the week and I do these events to help get promoted and help others be promoted. And I remember one of the girls in my team had arranged a party and I went with her and it was probably not in the nicest of locations. I walked in, they kind of put us into this like dingy room and in another room, it was like a weird HMO, like a multiple housing thing. And in the other room, there was a massive like Anne Summers party going on. They're doing cocktail shots, walking around with ornaments and, trying on these underwear. And then the odd person will walk through with like a bra on and she'd have a look and maybe stick a finger in a bit of gelée. And I'm there like, Petter Mork, and we're a vegan company. He had a vision, like, oh my gosh, not having a clue what I was doing, didn't really know how to react in that environment or in that situation. So new. And, remember just getting home thinking, I'm a corporate girl that wears suits to business meetings, and what am I doing? Like, is this even real? This is so embarrassing. Another time where I went to somebody, so I'd enrolled somebody who had enrolled somebody else who had arranged a party, and then the person who I directly enrolled was sick, or her son was sick. Then on the night, the girls whose party, like knew the girl who was having the party, couldn't make it. So I'm now going to a party at someone's house who I've got no idea who it is. There are two people there. It's in like a high-rise building, and there were like basically needles in the bathroom. I've never just, oh, I was just thinking I had to make an excuse just to get out of there. And I remember driving home thinking, I've literally just sacrificed my Saturday night to do this. What am I doing? And then I just want you to know if you've had any self-doubt in the past or feeling of unworthiness, you have just got to stop. If you're sat in this room now or you're sat watching this call and you feel a sense of not feeling as good as me or as good as other people in the room or that we're better than you have got to stop that now. I remember walking into my first VP meeting as a brand new regional vice president, like, and there's all these beautiful model ladies that look so glam and they've been doing it for ages and they've got the Mercedes, and I'm there like all stocky and short and not wearing heels and not really sure what I'm doing and just feeling so inferior and so not worthy and so imposter. And it's it's just ridiculous knowing what I know now. We all have got our own stuff going on. We've got marriage issues and deaths in the family and children that are sick and like all this stuff, problems. Like, we have the same shit going on as you do. The difference is we just choose not to talk about it as much. So know that we're the same, and don't ever put anyone up on a pedestal. So these are just a few of my own encounters and things that I've had to grow through. But it's like growth, and it's so easy to kind of look at you and think, oh, you've done it now, and it's so like now you're there. But we've all had to go through it. So just pull up your big girl pants and decide to walk through and to keep doing the action steps to help grow yourself. So people, I think in Arbonne, we just want to feel like we're so perfect all the time and that we've nailed the information. People need to trust your competence. Yeah, I would say that's so important, but even more, they need to trust your character. If you are in and out, not showing up, not contributing, feeling in a funk, and then giving yourself permission to go MIA for a few months at a time, you're just damaging that character that is you. You're just damaging yourself so much. So I'll ask you again, who do you want to be? Who do you want to become? It starts with, I just think, owning properly what we do. What do we do here in Arbonne? Feel so proud and freaking confident about who you are and what we do in Arbonne. And just by taking a little action and practice steps each day that personally grows us into these beautiful, flourishing humans that inspire others, that they can too become more. Now, I want to finish with a fun little video and song. It's become my absolute mantra this year, and I know that this is my year. For me, my team, I am not backing down by any means. I made a decision that, in spite of me, like absolutely going full throttle with my business to promote to MVP, that when I was presented with the opportunity at the last minute to have a place to run the London Marathon for the NSPCC, now this is something that I've always wanted to do. It's been on my vision board. I decided to say yes and just had a bit of a effort moment. If you don't know me, I've got four children at home. Got twin boys that are 3, 5-year old, 9-year-old. Um, so the idea of really running uh, like activity to get to this goal, plus also the grueling training of a marathon. I just thought, "Do you know what? I can just do it all. I can make this happen." Now, the training for this is way more than I expected. For anyone who's done a marathon, hats off to you. I've never ran this distance before. I'm now running around 6 days a week, and trust me, it is a mental game. I'm getting up and out on my own, often early, around 5:30 a.m. To be back in time for the kids, basically, before my husband has to go to work. It's just such a repetition. I've had injuries, I felt exhausted. And in my business, like I've had excitement, like people joining, and then disappointments, people straight away leaving again. But one thing's for sure, there's no turning back now. Like, how could I let those children that could benefit from my charity donations down if I quit and decided that it was all just too much and like, I'm a feeling a bit overwhelmed? How could I let my own children down, or worse, myself, by just allowing another year to slip by of not getting or achieving this goal that I keep constantly going for? So this song is thanks to Joey, my eldest twin. Has anybody watched The Trolls? Oh my gosh, I love this film. So I'm just going to give you a bit of backstory and then we're going to play the video. So trolls, troll family live in the woods, very happy human, all about music, energy, live such a happy, vibrant life. But one day, one of the trolls gets captured by a Bergen and is taken to Bergen town. Now, the Bergens are these like very grueling, miserable creatures that live, and the only way, so they believe that the only way that they can actually experience true happiness is by eating a troll, eating, destroying, consuming that like outward source amount of positivity, which made me think, how many people are out there just like too scared to be too happy and they just love to destroy and crush other people and it kind of gives them that sense of happiness. Anyway, so that's the Bergens. Now, Poppy's father, who is the king, one back in his day, absolute hero. When this would have happened, it would have been like no troll left behind, and he'd go and save any troll that was in need. But today, he's getting a bit old, and instead of fighting, he chose to just settle and basically said it would be safer and better for them just to run away and move the whole troll tribe to another area of the woods. Poppy, this gorgeous being, knows that there was more meant for her in life than just to live in fear and to settle. So she goes on this quest to find her friend, and the journey through the woods it's a challenge. There are so many obstacles to overcome, fears, scary situations, knockbacks. And when she finally reaches Bergentown, there is like a whole nother like wealth of obstacles and challenges and fears and dangers and like scary things that she has to basically like overcome. And what you don't see in this video that I'm going to play is that by Poppy standing up for what she believed to be right and showing the courage, that one person showing the courage, how like she could go and make a difference. One by one, it inspired her friends to believe in themselves too. And then over the time, they all just started to join her. Does that sound like something in our barn? It only takes one of us to show courage and to move forward, and other people will believe what's possible for them too. Now, Poppy is how I want to see myself, even in the face of adversity and negativity. She stays true to her character, her purpose, her why, always choosing to see the best in people and the situation, and just always choosing to see the positive in every light. Most of all, it's her strength, her resounding strength to keep getting back up after being knocked down. And through not giving up and keeping moving forward, she finally does achieve her success. I really hope you've enjoyed my training, and just know this is all about a series of simple steps just to keep moving forward and trust that you will grow and become even more than what you ever dreamed of. Um, I'm excited to see a whole lot more of you becoming you.